Annie Frank. Annie Frank, who is a Jewish girl, she was alone, but she did not feel alone because of her diary. It was her diary with her that became her companion, that became her friend. Sometimes you may feel alone anywhere, and when you start writing, you do not feel alone. Some students are writing. Do you feel alone while writing? Perhaps not. These are the modules, 4 modules of teaching or learning: reading, writing, speaking and listening. If you listen, you are not alone. If you are speaking, you are not alone. If you are reading, then you are not alone. Even when you are watching, you are not alone. Somebody has become your partner in speaking, reading, writing and listening. If somebody has become your partner, means imaginatively you have created the word of familiarity around you. Somebody is familiar with you, somebody is friend you, likely that. Any friend who has diary as a friend, so she never felt alone. Emotionally, whatsoever she felt, whatsoever she wanted to share in the form of joys and sorrows, she tried to pen down it. She tried to write it in her diary, all her feelings, sensations, emotions, whatsoever was in her heart, whatsoever was in her mind, she tried to compose in the form of diary. It was the time of 1929. It was the time of 1929 when there was economic crisis. But before that, the whole world was under First World War, 1914 to 18. After that, Germany and Italy, both these countries were blamed for the First World War. So the situation was very critical in Germany. Everyone was under humiliation. Everyone was under exploitation, injustices. What happened in 1933? There was the establishment of the Nazism. There was the establishment of Nazism in the presence of, in the leadership of Hitler. The situation was totally turned-tabled because the nationalistic persons, patriotistic persons were trying to bring their nation overcome from the humiliations. So Mussolini and Hitler, these were the two persons from Italy and Germany. They started going against democracy. Democracy was ruined by them, spoiled by them. Under over patriotistic feelings, under over nationalistic feelings. Every common man, layman, general man of the Germany was becoming the victim of such circumstances. Everyone was under pressure. So, where Annie Frank was studying in the school, she was also talkative. She was very talkative, always remain in discussion and conversation with the students in her classroom. Her teacher told her to write because writing will make him able to feel the presence of someone with her. That's why it is rightly said that a writer can never be alone. A reader, a speaker, a listener can never be alone because they have their partner with them. So this is the thing that is to be learned from this lesson. A man should never feel alone anywhere, anytime, because he has hidden, latent family inside the human body and outside the human body in the universe. We have many varieties, adversities, diversities. How a man or woman, is boy or girl can be alone, can never be alone. They have speaking, reading, writing, listening partner with them in the form of words. In the form of words. Word has the power to make us able to feel the presence of Lord or God. So that super spiritual power of Lord or God never can leave us alone. Nobody can be alone anywhere. So there is no question of frustration, depression. There should be hope against hope. We are to be optimistic. We are to have expectations, positive expectations from Lord or God. It should be our aim. It should be our objective firstly. Then we can enhance our skills, talents, manners, styles, standards. Everything we can improve with the presence of our soul or spiritual power of soul inside the human body. So likely that it is not only the diary of any friend, but it is the presentation, depiction, portrait of a common human being, common man of any society or nation. He or she never can feel alone. This is the sum up of this lesson. Getting? So, speak out with me. Writing in a diary is a really strange experience for someone like me, not only because I have never written anything before, but also because it seems to me that later on neither I nor anyone else will be interested in the musings of 13-year-old schoolgirl. How many years old she was? What kind of girl she was? Who she was? What was her name? What was her name? Oh well. It doesn't matter. I feel like writing and I have an even greater need to get all kind of things off my chest. Do you write your daily diary? You maintain your daily diary? Simply, you write the different subjects of the different periods. You write, you maintain your daily diary. Likely that she recorded, she maintained her daily thoughts and ideas, whatsoever was in her mind. In what moment she felt joyous, in what moment she felt sorrows, she tried to write it in her diary. जैसा भी वो महसूस करती थी, जैसा भी कुछ वह ऑब्जर्व करती थी, उन सभी को वह अपने शब्दों के माध्यम से अपनी सोच का चित्रण करती थी, अपनी सोच का डिपिक्शन, अपनी सोच का पोर्ट्रेट थ्रू द वर्ड्स. Yes, paper has, speak out, paper has more patience than people. I thought of this saying on one of those days when I was feeling a little depressed and was sitting at home with my chin in my hands, bored and listless, wondering whether to stay in or go out. पेपर में इतनी पेशेंस है, लोगों से भी ज्यादा पेशेंस है. अगर वह दूसरों से बात करती है तो शायद लोग उसकी बात को सहन नहीं करेंगे. They cannot tolerate, they cannot bear, they don't have patience. बट पेपर में इतनी शक्ति है कि वह उसकी फीलिंग्स को, उसकी इमोशंस को, पैशंस को, थॉट्स को, आइडियाज को बियर कर सकते हैं. इसलिए वह अपना फ्रेंड किसको मानती है? किसको? पेपर को और पेन को. Keep on. I finally speak out. I finally stayed where I was, brooding. Yes, paper does have more patience, and since I am not planning to let anyone else read this stiff-backed and notebook gravely referred to as a diary, unless I should ever find a real friend. It probably won't make a bit of difference. Now I am back to the point that prompted me to keep a diary in the first place. I don't have a friend. What does she say? She says that she does not have her friend like a diary. There is a philosophical idea behind it. Unread, unspoken, unwritten, unheard is more important than heard, written, listened. These non-living things were cooperated her, supported her to provide the presence of her friend, to make her familiar, to make her friendly. Let me put it more clearly, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world. What an extraordinary, uncommon thing. कितने एज है उसकी? 13-year-old की. और उस वर्ल्ड में भी वो अपने आप को अकेला महसूस नहीं करती, because she has a diary with her. And I am not. I have loving parents and a 16-year-old sister and there are about 30 people I can call friends. I have a family, loving arms, and a good home. No, on the surface, I seem to have everything except my one true friend. बस मेरे एक सच्चे मित्र को छोड़ करके बाकी सब मेरे साथ हैं, मेरे सभी फैमिली मेंबर हमेशा मेरे साथ रहते हैं. All I think about when I am with friends is having a good time. I can't bring myself to talk about anything but ordinary, everyday things. We don't seem to be able to get any closer. And that's the problem. Maybe it's my fault that we don't confide in each other. In any case, that's just how things are, and unfortunately they are not liable to change. This is why I have started the diary. What reason she put in front of the people, in front of the readers? Why does she maintain the diary? Yes, scholars? Listeners, why does she maintain the diary? Can any friend be a true helper or healer like a diary? She felt comfortable in the presence of diary. To enhance the image of this long-awaited friend in my imagination, I don't want to jot down the facts in this diary the way most people would do. But I want the diary to be my friend, and I am going to call this friend Kitty. What was the name of her diary? Kitty. Kitty. She gave it name. What name? Kitty. Like her best friend. It was her best friend. What makes writing in a diary a strange experience for any friend? Yes? Students, speak out. Yes, yes. Yes, you can speak. Yes, you can speak from it. Question is, what makes writing in a diary a strange experience for any friend? How it was a strange experience for her? Was it not the common experience of her? How was it strange? Yes, last. Are you listening carefully? Why was Annie want to keep a diary? Yes, speak out. Why was Annie want to keep a diary? Annie wanted to keep a diary for writing her feelings, thoughts, ideas, emotions, for sharing her sorrows and joys. Why did Annie think she could confide more in her diary than in people? Because this diary was more
Presence of people.
more believable, faithful. It was more trustworthy for her. Worldly people may cheat, beat, defeat, deceive, or even betray you. But this is the presence of words in the form of writing that he can store it for a long time, faithfully, believably, and while being trustworthy. Next, since no one would understand the word, speak out please. Since no one would understand the word of my stories, to pity if I were to plunge right in, I would better provide a brief sketch of my life, much as I dislike doing so. My father, the most adorable father I have ever seen, didn't marry my mother until he was 36 and she was 25. How many years old his father was? 36 years old, and her mother was
25.
how much difference was? It was 11 years difference between her father and mother. My sister Margot was born in Frankfurt in Germany in 1929. I was born on 12 June 1929. When did she born? She was born on 12 June 1929. कब उसका birth हुआ था? When did she born? 12 June 1929. This is the historical time when there was economic crisis in the America, in the USA. The whole world was under unemployment. Historically, at that time she born. Yes. All of you are doing different works. Some are writing, some are reading, some are speaking, some are listening. Mind blowing, outstanding experience you are getting today. All of you come with your lesson, with your book that we are reading. Okay?